The date is May 6th. 2013. EA signs an exclusive rights deal with Disney to develop all upcoming Star Wars games for the next 10 years. The developers behind these games will consist of some of the very best in the entire industry. DICE, developers behind the beloved Battlefield franchise, will be in charge of rebooting the Star Wars Battlefront series from back in 2004, and hopes to make the retro franchise feel more modern with updated graphics and gameplay mechanics. Visceral Games, best known for creating one of the best story-driven third-person action horror games of all time, Dead Space, will be tasked with creating an open-world Star Wars game with a strong narrative. The project will be led by one of the best directors and writers in the industry, Amy Hennig, formerly known for her phenomenal work on the Uncharted franchise on PlayStation 3. BioWare Austin will continue to be hard at work on the Old Republic, providing updates and patches as well as future expansions for the MMO. Many fans would become hopeful that one day we would see the Knights of the Old Republic 3 come out of the deal. At this point in time, it was unclear what exactly Respawn Entertainment, developers of the highly underrated but exceptionally well-crafted Titanfall franchise, will be working on. But early motion capture footage from 2016 shows a game that will be filled with some intense lightsaber action. It seemed like a partnership that couldn't fail. So, how exactly has the deal panned out thus far? Starting off with DICE, since 2013, they have developed the only two Star Wars games to be released since the Old Republic in 2011. In 2015, we saw the release of Star Wars Battlefront. It launched with shadow gameplay, barely any content, no story mode, a $50 season pass with content that should have been in there in the first place, and overall, it was just boring. Battlefront 2017, on the other hand, was a slight step in the right direction after we got past all that pay-to-win loot box nonsense we had at launch. We saw the removal of the $50 season pass, an inclusion of a story mode that was canon to the overall Star Wars storyline, slightly more content than what we saw in Battlefront 2015, with all future content like new maps, new heroes, new game modes, releasing free to everyone. The problem with Battlefront 2017 were the loot boxes. Sure, the loot boxes from launch are long gone and the gameplay has been severely reworked, but you only get one chance at a first impression, and a lot of people's first impression of Battlefront 2017 was worse than it was with Battlefront 2015 despite having more content and a single player story. It still has that similar shallow and arcadey feel to it that Battlefront 2015 had, and sure, that's fine for a little while, but eventually that sort of gameplay just becomes dull and uninteresting. Moving on to Visceral Games to see what they're working on, and well, they're actually, wait, what? They're dead? They're closed? No more Dead Space? No more awesome Uncharted-like Star Wars game? Damn you, EA! Lastly, let's take a look and see what BioWare Austin has been up to. This is a studio I don't think enough people give enough credit to whenever it comes to Star Wars games, and I think a lot of people forget that this game even exists, and quite frankly, that's a shame because these guys have cranked out some of the best Star Wars stories since EA obtained the exclusive deal. Since 2013, they've been hard at work on the Old Republic as predicted, developing future expansions for the game such as Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne. Both of these expansions reviewed exceptionally well, and have told some of the best Star Wars stories the franchise has ever seen. Players have been, for the most part, very happy with the way that game has been turning out so far. Clearly, there are more studios working on Star Wars games than the ones I just mentioned, but overall in the past 6 years, it's been pretty hit or miss whenever it comes to the Star Wars IP for EA. Some things have been great and made fans extremely happy, while other things have been handled in the most greedy and irresponsible ways possible, and have led to many jobs being lost with the closure of Visceral Games. I hear a lot of talk and discussion going on recently about if Disney should rip the Star Wars license from EA and give it to another developer exclusively, or give it to multiple developers much like what Marvel Games does, and I'm just going to come out and say my extremely unpopular opinion here. I think it's too early to make a move like that. Sure, thus far, the Star Wars games that appeal to the mass market of people have been straight up bad to okay at best, and rightfully selling far less than EA wanted them to. But not all of the big developers under EA's evil umbrella have gotten their shot to shine with the franchise just yet, and that, my friends, leads me to the company who holds the potential glimmer of hope and that company is known as Respawn Entertainment. That's right, folks, this conversation isn't over just yet, but unfortunately, since I got a late start to making this week's video due to other life events that have happened, I'll be making a part 2 of this topic very soon. If you're interested to know why I think the Respawn Entertainment is the potential glimmer of hope for EA Star Wars, be sure to subscribe and turn on bell notifications to be notified whenever part 2 drops right here on Moist Visions Incorporated. I sincerely do apologize for the inconvenience, and I hope you guys do understand. With that being said, if you're watching this video a week or two after this video has been posted, you can click on the card at the end of the video to watch part 2. If you enjoyed part 1 of this video, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below of what you would like to see happen with the future of Star Wars games going forward. My name is Tadams, aka Tad the Tech Man, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.